It's interesting because for someone my age, I think, of course, I knew of Tina Turner in the 80s. But then the movie came out in, the 90s with Angela Bassett. And all I can remember my mom talking about was her arms, how jacked she was. And Tina Turner's legs and, like her hair and just kind of the image. She's one of those like iconic people in music that just like was seemingly part of my childhood, and coming up. But I think the most impressive, I mean, when you go back to the 50s and 60s and really see what Ike and Tina did for rock and roll, despite everything that came out later in the story we know and how big of a piece of shit Ike wound up being, um, their contributions, especially for non-white people playing that music at that time and the way they were delivering it, was crucial stepping stone in like the entire history of rock and roll that's probably not talked about enough. It's like, how much can we talk about the fucking Beatles without getting into these other sides of the building blocks of rock, where like people were really stealing from these artists and the most influential, artists at the time. And then, Ike and Tina split in 76, and you can consider her 80s career is one of the greatest comebacks in music history. Like, no one knew she was coming back. And she not only came back, she came back with Private Dancer, which is a multi-platinum record with What's Love Got to Do with It on it. I mean, completely iconic through another generation. She sold 150 million records worldwide, 12 Grammys, like you said. Interesting actress, really. And then, you see interviews with her later in life, and it really seemed like just a wise person who really understood their career and their life, and like literally relinquished her American citizenship in 2013, became Swiss. Not a bad move. Beautiful place. And you could kind of see it in the way she would talk and stuff. She was just she felt full, when she would speak later in life. And it was nice to see, especially considering the trauma that she endured like early in life. So I think there's a lot of lessons and a lot of cool things to take from Tina Turner's career. Big loss.
The era of her that I'm most fascinated, so like, is the Vegas era where she's almost like a nostalgic act playing these like
Right.
lounges in like Vegas. And then she's like, I'm going to be the female Mick Jagger. And then Mick Jagger ends up trying to copy her yet
That's
again.
right. Yet again.
Crazy.
How many times can Mick Jagger steal from black music in one lifetime? He's going for dozens at this point.
If he was my age, I'd be like, shame on you. But ignorance is bliss or ignorance is rich. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. That motherfucker should be canceled like R. Kelly when you hear the fucking stories. Yikes.